Good afternoon. This is Lunchtime News. Thank you for making time to join us right here on KBC Channel 1. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Our sign language interpreter is Lucy Maura. And to kick us off, we shall be crossing over to Nyeri County, where the National Movement of Catholic Students in Kenya, in conjunction with Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, are holding a national youth mass at Dedan Kimathi University grounds, Nyeri County. And remember, the mass comes as the Lent period for Christians commenced Wednesday. Now we shall be linking up with our reporter Kamche Menza to give us an update on the event. Kamche, kindly bring us to speed. Yes, Kamche, if you can hear me, kindly bring us to speed.
Like you said, we are here at the Dedan Kimathi University grounds in Nyeri County, where this morning, or rather starting from the morning hours up until now, there is an ongoing national youth mass that has been organized by the National Movement of Catholic Students in Kenya in partnership with the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops. And it is an event that is coming at, normally according to their calendar, comes at the beginning of the year, and of course we understand it's of course again at the beginning of the Lent period for the Christians. So basically what happens is that they usually launch the calendar of activities and events for the youth of this country who are from the Catholic denomination. And basically who is here, most of those who are here are students from various universities, various colleges, various schools, and of course various parishes. And they have been accompanied by their parents. So as you can see behind me is just, a host of all those youth. So many of them are here, thousands and thousands, of course, from different parts of this country. We have seen buses that have been ferrying them from the different parts of the country to this particular point, of course, with one motive to launch an event of their calendar, of course, that will establish their events for evangelizing in different parts of the country as youth. And who is presiding over this event is Archbishop Anthony Muheria, who has been talking to the youth of this country, of course, telling them to refrain from, the vices that have seen most youth go down the drain, or most of their careers go down the drain. Basically, what he was talking about is that they should refrain from indulging in drugs. And a number of youths have been trying to find quick fixes to riches. That is a point that he emphasized on, telling them, to wait on the Lord and to work their way up the ladder, not just to find quick fixes that has seen most of them get themselves into problems. So basically the mass is still on. It is an event that began at around 9. I understand it's supposed to end right now, but of course it's an issue, or it's actually an effort to try and guide the youth of the country, show them the way. Remember, Kenya is one of the countries that has been defined as a youthful country, of course owing to its youthful members who make the biggest population. So it is one of the events in the country for the Christians that these youth are being shown the way and actually being told to refrain from some of the activities that will make them go astray as they try to find their way in life. So basically that's it from here. Jackie, we will be having an interview later with Archbishop Anthony Muheria, of course, to engage him on a number of issues that have been termed to affect the youth and the church's position. So that's it from here. Back to you in studio, Jackie.
Well, that was our reporter Kamche Menza with an update from the Dedan Kimathi University, where the National Youth Mass was underway. She has stated that the chief guest was Archbishop Anthony Muheria, and the cleric has urged the youth to refrain from engaging in harm-ending bills. The governor, however, says he is yet to receive the report.
Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya is under pressure to pay suppliers and contractors that are owed by the county government. Trans Nzoia members of County Assembly have given the governor 1 week ultimatum to roll out plans for payment of pending bills that amount to 1.5 billion shillings.
Sisi hatutaendelea kuongoja watu waendelee kuumia. So nataka kumwambia gavana kama wiki ijayo hiyo komiti yake haitakuwa imemaliza kazi ama hawatakuwa wamekuja na report tujue ni kina nani wanastahili kulipwa na kina nani wastahili kulipwa, mimi kama minority leader naenda kuleta mswada kwa bunge tukusurutishe ili watu walipwe.
Governor Natembeya appointed a task force in November last year, headed by former Auditor General Robert Ouko, to investigate legality of the pending bills. The task force was to give the report after 1 month, but to date, the report is yet to be made public. The MCAs, led by Minority Leader Eric Wafula, now blame the governor for the delay in settling the pending bills.
Ukweli ni kwamba alikuwa na nia mzuri, lakini ukiangalia muda yenye wamechukua saa hii inaenda karibu miezi karibu 4 ama 5. So ombi langu kwa mheshimiwa gavana, watu wako wanaumia, wafanya biashara waliofanya biashara hii karibu miaka 2 hata wengine miaka 5 hawajapata pesa yao.
Governor Natembeya, however, says he's yet to receive the report because of the complexity of the matter.
There's a feeling out there that incoming governments are not willing to pay any pending bills from previous governments. That's not true. Where we find that work was done or goods were supplied and they meet all these criteria, then they're going to get paid.
Yeshoki Washira, Lunchtime News.
In other news, the Dock Workers Union has issued a 21-day notice to their employer, Kenya Ports Authority, to suspend a new medical scheme that is currently being piloted. The workers say the new scheme has been implemented illegally and was only to be piloted for 1 year, subject to review after 6 months, yet their employer has gone ahead to fully apply it. Led by the union's General Secretary, Simon Sang, the workers have threatened to hold protest every 7 days until the 21-day notice is completed. They claim that the new scheme locks out employees who surpass the set limit and withdraws their medication regard of whether or not they are still undergoing treatment.
The issue of mishandling of medical scheme, which we signed on a trial basis. We had said, we agreed that we are going to have a trial for 6 months and have a review of the same. It was also agreed that we are going to have a second trial after another 6 months. That was supposed to run from January to June and then June to December. Very surprisingly, they've come up with an arrangement which is incompatible with humanity. One, they have come up with an arrangement where when one exceeds a certain limit, they are removed from a superior medical facility to an inferior one.
Sema hii kitu lazima isimame na hatutaki vitisho. Sisi tunataka industrial harmony. That's why we have agreed and signed the document, but not registered.
They do everything. Hata sasa hivi vile walifanya hii mambo ya medical hatujui. Tumeona wenzetu wanatolewa ICU akipelekwa. When we come in, they still threatening us. Amezi enda kwa maandishi wa habari, amezi enda kwa radio, amezi enda hivi.
We are going to have 3 demonstrations every 7 days. We are going to demonstrate in the entire town because of the 3 guys. However, we are also going to have an arrangement of meeting the CS transport within 5 days.
One guy must go. One guy must go.
In other news, residents of Kilifi and Tana River counties have benefited from free medical services offered by 2 non-governmental organizations from Turkey and Belgium. The doctors conducted free surgeries for 3 consecutive days on ailments that required surgeries, according to Dr. Hairi Alkan. This is the 3rd time they have held such a medical camp in Kenya, having held similar camps in 2015 and 2016.
It's a really pleasure to come back and help the Kenyan people here and to support them, to give them something. It's also the reason why we came here with our group, to see that in the world there is some people who need help, and we are here to give our support.
Sasa tunachukua fursa hii kuwashukuru wao kwa mchango wao, na pia tunawahimiza madona wengine na organizations zingine ambazo zinaweza ziko na moyo kama huu wa Omaria Foundation na Attempt to Help from Belgium waweze kuja kutusaidia katika hii center yetu ya mayatima.
Still on health matters, mothers who can't afford maternal care can now access the healthcare package at a subsidized fee thanks to the joint initiative dubbed Tunza Mama. The joint program that is being spearheaded by the Neema Hospital, Kibra and Farm Access Foundation will see mothers access prepaid services and up to 2 years of a pay package.
And Kibra is going to help us in terms of information technology and collecting the revenue from the patient. Pharmacy is going to subsidize a bit the bill for the patient. They cannot afford the full journey with us.
It's a package for the entire journey, including delivery, but also the first 1,000 days. So making sure that your baby is safe, and it's at predetermined cost.
We connect them through this digital platform in terms of information collected for the treatment. We follow the ANC all the way to delivery, and this data output or data information or data exchange between the partners influences, of course, the quality of care in terms of monitoring the journey and ensuring that the delivery happens as expected.
Well, that report brings us to our first break here on Lunchtime News. Don't go too far, we still have more news coming up.
Yambo here in the southern part of the country in Oloitoktok, where, as you can see, farmers have lost their crops to the ongoing drought. Some families are even feeling the pressure to marry off their girls for an income. That story coming soon on KBC Channel 1.
Do you have a new story to share with KBC? Get in touch swiftly on email news@kbc.co.ke or call 0723 892 654 or 0734 780 124.
Welcome back, and now we cross over to Kibra constituency, where United States First Lady Dr. Jill Biden arrived in the country Friday for a 3-day visit to Kenya from Namibia, and the U.S. First Lady is expected to focus more on strengthening the ties between the two nations, especially championing women's economic empowerment projects such as table banking. Now, currently, the First Lady Rachel Ruto and Dr. Biden are in Kibra, where they are deliberating matters regarding the table banking initiative, changing lives of women through financial empowerment. Let's listen in.
Just come, and we need to host them. It's a good sign in terms of how we host. Thank you. Mama Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya. Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady of the United States of America. Honorable Rebecca Miano, Cabinet Secretary, East African Community arid and semi-arid lands. If you'd kindly stand up so that our ladies can get to know who you are, I would appreciate. Thank you. Thank you. Ambassador Margaret Whitman, the Ambassador of the United States of America to Kenya. If you can kindly stand up. Thank you. Honorable Susan Mangeni, the Principal Secretary, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises and Development. We also want to have a special welcome to Miss Naomi Biden, the granddaughter of Dr. Jill Biden. Please. Our mamas, Ladies for Peace, Joyful Women, karibuni sana. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. You are most welcome. Thank you. So we are here today to be part of a very special meeting, a joyful women meeting, led by Ladies of Peace, or Ladies for Peace, I beg your pardon, who meet here in Kibra. They have graciously allowed us into their Joyful Women Table Banking meeting today. They meet every 25th of the month. And so we are honored, ladies, that you've allowed us to come and be part of your meeting. Thank you very much. My name is Nancy Salamba, the Chief of Staff at the Office of the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, and I will be your moderator for today. So without much ado, I will ask that you, the Ladies for Peace, introduce yourself, starting with the chairperson. Thank you very much. Thank you. If we can please pass the microphone to them. Thank you.
Hello. I'm Sarah Nyango Okumu. Na mimi ni chair lady of Ladies for Peace Group. Tukiwa ndani ya Joyful Group.
Sarah is the chair lady of the group.
Yeah, asante.
Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, my name is Millicent Achieng, secretary of the group.
Hello. My name is Beatrice Mutia, vice secretary.
Hello. My name is Jacqueline Kamau. I'm the treasurer of the group.
Hello. My name is Mshaim David, member.
Hello. Mimi ni Saida Mohammed, member.
Hello. I'm called Pennsylvania Julia Coth. I'm a member.
Hello. I'm Teresia Wairimo, member.
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Kelvin Victor, Economic Empowerment Officer, Nairobi County.
Hello, I'm Mary Akinyi, member.
Hello, my name is Margaret, member.
Thank you.
Hello, Elizabeth Akela, member.
Let us give them a clap, please.
Your First Ladies, our interpreter for today will be Reverend Edward Ngaira. Edward Ngaira works at the Office of the First Lady under Mama Doing Good, and he is the director in charge of Mercy Works, which is a program under the Faith Diplomacy Pillar. Thank you very much, Reverend Edward Ngaira. I'm going to invite Madame Stella Chepngeno. She's the director of Women Economic Empowerment, which is one of our strategic pillars. Thank you, Stella, to talk to us about the concept of table banking. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Mama Rachel Ruto, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady, United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Karibuni sana. Asante. Yes, I'm pleased today to talk to you about what table banking is, so that as we do the table banking, you are able to understand what exactly it means. And I'll talk in English because our mamas do understand what the table banking is, and therefore Mr. Ngaira will pardon me at this point. And therefore I'll explain that table banking is a group funding strategy where members come, meet, save, borrow that amount that they have borrowed immediately. There is no money that goes into the bank. So as they continue borrowing, the savings, they borrow it for what? They borrow it for short-term and long-term loans. And those short-term and long-term loans, they go and use it to do economic activities, or what we'll call the livelihoods, that will help them now be able to make more money, to be able to come to the table, to be able to save and borrow again. And that will be, today will be done on the table so that we can all see how it works. The interest that is generated from the table remains in the table so that it can be put back again to be able to compound. The women borrow again that money, they use it, and that increases their capital base. What happens is that at the end of the year, the women, their faces at the end of the year, especially in December, are all shining, because what they do, this profit that they have made throughout the year, they are able to divide amongst themselves, but the savings remain, so that the next year we have a brought forward savings that will help them be able to borrow even more loans from that table. And the group members use the borrowed amounts basically to either start off businesses or to be able to scale up the businesses that they are already doing. The group members are members who trust one another. These members know each other. They know each other's homes. They know, every other activity, because other than table banking, they visit one another. Wherever they have things like, the baby has been born, they go visit. When a grandchild, is doing maybe what we call in our language the ceremonies of dowry negotiations, their children, they visit one another. So it's not just table banking, it goes beyond the table banking. There's social activities that they do that bond them together. And I want to say at this point that this group has been around for the last, from 2012 to now. Wow. Yes. And before they joined Joyful in 2019, they were doing the activities of table banking. They were doing activities of merry-go-round, but in a way that it wasn't well defined. When they joined us now, they were able to get a better way of handling their money in an organized manner with somebody who guides them, who is our economic empowerment officer. So most of them here, they are able to work within the same place. They are sharing the businesses, or they are living within the same neighborhood, and that's how they know each other. The group sets up the rules to be able to be followed, but with the guidance of our economic empowerment officer. So once the rules have been set up, one of the rules is that they meet monthly, and that is today is their meeting day. And that's why they have invited us here to be able to observe and see what they are going to do with the table banking. During this meeting, thank you. During this meeting, they'll be able to carry out the following activities. One of the things that we do on the table is that we don't mention our names. And it is because of confidentiality purposes. So each member has a number. So when we'll be doing the table banking, you'll see a number 1, number 2, number 3. And just to be able to inform you in advance, number 9 left the group because of personal purposes. So we'll skip number 9, we'll go to number 10, and as they call them, they bring the money on the table, and it is we are able, the treasurer is able to record, our teacher is able to record, and therefore their books also are filled and signed, so that by the time they go back home, they go back with records. So the books that they have here, we are calling them the checkbooks that they use to keep their records, which is signed by the economic empowerment officer, made sure that they are filled so that they know I have saved 5,000 shillings as at now, and they feel very excited. It gives them the motivation to be able to go on. It is also important to note that the women have a meeting day and a meeting time, and they keep time. If you come in late, there is a fine that will be charged for coming in late. And the other thing is that if you are also absent without apology, there is a fine that they put. An apology is an apology whereby beyond all other circumstances, that is why you are not able to come to the group. And your apology without you have not come to the group, you have no apology, there is a fine also for that. And in some groups it is very punitive. They pay even up to $20 for not coming to the group. And it is important also to know that when they come in here, the first thing they do is prayers. Then they read the minutes and confirm them. Once they have done that, they pay their savings. Then they pay their loans back, the repayment of loans. And therefore, after that, now calculations are done between it is the treasurer who receives the money, does calculations. The economic empowerment officers helps them to just verify that yes, it is true, that is the amount, but the money is held by the treasurer of the group. And after that, after they have confirmed and counted the money, the figures are counted, the books have been signed. That is when now we have the payment of some fees that come to the organization, which they now put aside and pay through the pay bill, which is done by the treasurer of the group. Then thereafter, there is what we call loan disbursements. Again, we go back and ask ourselves, how much do we have on that table? And out of that much that we have on the table, members will be able to say their need, and then we calculate and see, is it enough? If it's not enough, there are negotiations. Who will go with it this time round? Who will remain? And all that stuff. And so what usually happens, what we have seen in the table banking, is the fact that we always have a deficit most of the time. And as an organization, we have come up with a strategy to be able to meet that deficit on the table, and the women repay back. So then after that, we are able now to confirm the total revolving fund. And I want to say this group has a total revolving fund of 122,000 Kenya shillings that they are revolving on the table. And this group has benefited from a loan of 50,000 shillings from the organization that they repay back with very affordable interest. And that boosts their table so that they don't have deficits and no one goes home without a loan. And once that total revolving fund is confirmed, and the teacher now reminds them of the next meeting date, and if there is no other AOB, the group ends with a word of prayer. So that's how the table banking will work today, but the concept is mainly to enable the women to be able to access affordable credit, to be able to help the women to learn to save, because when you do it together in a group, it helps women to keep each other accountable.
Well, those live pictures are from Kibra constituency, where First Lady Rachel Ruto and her counterpart, Dr. Jill Biden, meeting a group of women and deliberating matters regarding the table banking initiative that is changing lives of women through financial empowerment. Remember, Dr. Biden's visit is in line with the resolutions of the recent US-Africa summit in Washington, in which President Joe Biden promised more engagement with Africa. Well, we shall be keeping you updated as we progress. For now, let's cross over to Murang'a, where mango farmers in Murang'a County are set to benefit more after entering into an engagement with the Kibra processing plant based in Thika, Kiambu County. Speaking during the signing of a memorandum, Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ata said it is time for farmers to gain profit from their produce with the market provided by Kibra Industries.
In the deal brokered by Governor Irungu Kang'ata's government, over 4,000 growers will be paid 16 shilling per kilogram of mangoes, up from 4 shillings.
The lower Murang'a region produces a lot of mangoes, but the farmers of that region do not have a market. So we entered into a partnership with two private companies. One is called Sunny Mango. It is based in Murang'a Kambiti. The other one is Kevian, where we are today. It is based in Thika. The advantage of Kevian is that it is taking more varieties of mangoes, and that therefore we see a better opportunity.
Murang'a, through the governor here, have also confirmed and affirmed that they will stick to quality standards, which means that they are able now to earn 4 times the price they were earning before. And that, to us, is an income to the farmer, and it means that the farmer can actually feel energized to embrace farming as a business. We would like our...
Well, now we cross over to Kibra constituency, where First Lady Rachel Ruto and her counterpart, Dr. Jill Biden, are meeting a group of women and deliberating matters table banking. Let's listen in.
Something different caught my attention. As the women sat on the ground, just listening to a young girl talking to them, I noticed one woman that was seated right in front of me. She looked like she had not had breakfast. She looked emaciated. She didn't have shoes. And yet, what caught my attention was a broad smile that she had. And when I looked at them and I looked at her, I made a prayer to God. And I said, if my husband makes it to Parliament, I would like to come back and do something with these women. Because what I saw was not very acceptable. Because I was wondering, if a mother can leave her house without shoes to come for that kind of a meeting, then what was the situation at home? What about her children? And many things went round my head. Anyway, by God's grace, my husband was elected for the first time as Member of Parliament for Eldoret North. And of course, we came to Nairobi, where we lived with a young family. But the picture of that particular lady that sat there that morning never left my mind. And I kept wondering, what will I do? God has given me an opportunity now to become a wife of a Member of Parliament of that region. What would I do? And I kept wondering, and I kept asking, and I kept talking to people. Because for me, I was looking for sustainability. I was looking for something that these women would do, that they would not ever even want to go borrowing things or doing that kind of thing. And 12 years down the line, I will never forget that day in my office. I used to run a travel agency. And what I call an angel walked into my office and talked to me about the concept of table banking. And immediately, I thought about the women of Eldoret North. Now, this concept of table banking that Stella has explained to us is actually a government concept that was crafted by the then Poverty Eradication Commission. And a team of economists were sent to Bangladesh and to India and to the parts of Asia to go see what they had done. And it was borrowed on the Grameen Bank. And when I was told about this concept that had already been written, immediately I knew that that was the solution for the women of Eldoret North. And so quickly I called for a meeting of all the women leaders, and I had a meeting under a tree, and I started talking to them about table banking. And that day, on the 31st of August of 2009, Joyful Women Organization was born. And we named this organization Joyful Women because of that one woman that did not have shoes, looked like had not had breakfast, yet had a broad smile. Just to say that sometimes in life, you may not have everything, but nobody can take the joy away from you. And we say that we want to spread this joy across the nation of Kenya and across the nations of the world. That joy that emanates from a woman, that smile. And we said we want this joy just to be seen in every woman. And I'm glad this afternoon, that I can see the women of peace very joyful. I can see the smile. And so we began in Eldoret North in 2009, and I crisscrossed the county teaching the women. I'm blessed to be trained as a teacher, so that was not a very difficult job for me. I used to leave Nairobi on Thursday, and I would have 2 meetings that Thursday, 2 meetings on Friday, 2 meetings on Saturday, and I came back to Nairobi also to take care of my family, because then I had a young family. And so we began with Eldoret North, and when my husband became deputy president in 2013, we had the opportunity to spread Joyful Women across the nation. And we crisscrossed Kenya, and I really thank God for the opportunity of giving me this platform. It enabled me to travel to the places in our country that I had never traveled to. And we actually went to 46 out of the 47 counties of our nation. And I was so glad just to see the diversity of our women. You go to Lamu, you see the women of Lamu. You go to Kisumu, you see the women of Kisumu. You go to Kisii, the women of Kisii, Nakuru. And we brought Joyful Women to these women and to their homes. And today, we are glad that Joyful Women are spread across the counties. And today, we have about 150,000 women who are members of Joyful Women organization. We have about 11,000 groups, and we continue to spread the joy. And not to be ignorant of the fact that we've had our own challenges, especially during COVID-19. We really had challenges with the women meeting, because when they said that people could not meet, then our women could not meet. But we thank God that we've been able to overcome that. And today, God has given us a platform to change the lives of women. Because when they borrow this money on the table, they are able to do enterprises. You know, we know that many other times women do not have collateral to go to the commercial banks to borrow money, because the collaterals that the woman would really have maybe would be title deeds and things like that. But in the African culture, we know that really women do not own land. But we thank God, because things are changing in the 21st century. And even as we empower these women, we know that they have stories to tell us, testimonies, women that could not even go to meetings. We have brought dignity back to the women. One woman told me that anytime they went for meetings in the villages, they used to be told to sit on the grass. But because of the Joyful Women and empowering them economically, when they walk into the meetings, they are called to sit on the high table. And so today we are saying that women are sitting on the table. So thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for enabling the women of Kenya to participate in the economic development of our nation, for enabling the women of Kenya to have a voice, for enabling the women of Kenya to be able to be confident in who they are, in what they can achieve, and to be confident that they can also be participants around the table. I will kindly ask you to invite Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady of the Republic of the United States of America, to make some remarks. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Jill Biden, I would like to invite you to make some remarks. Karibu sana.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I love seeing this program, Rachel, that you started, because I think one of the things that I've been, since I came to Kenya, I came to work on girls' education, women's empowerment, and you were doing exactly that. And I've always taught my own daughter and my granddaughters the importance of being financially independent. And so now here you've found a way to do your own banking system, which is pretty incredible, Rachel. Thank you. So I love to see, I'd love to hear what some of you are doing, with the money that you're getting from the table banking. And it's pretty ingenious that women found a way to support other women, to lift them up and to increase economic prosperity for the families, right? It's not just for you. You do it to support your families. So I wondered if anybody would tell me, what you're doing with the money. What businesses did you start? How do you feel empowered? Nancy, is that okay? Do we have time for that?
Yes, we do. They can answer you, and then Dr. Bill Biden slide, and after that they can then show you how it actually works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they can answer your question.
All right.
Wache basi ni lete hilo swali kwa muhtasari tu. Mnaelezwa kwamba hii ni njia nzuri na mwafaka sana ambao mmeipata kufanya banking yenu kuleta pesa pamoja, na swali ambalo limetokea ni kwamba mama anataka kujua mnafanya nini na zile pesa ambazo mnazipata katika meza hii. Anataka kusikia mifano ya ile biashara ambayo mnaifanya wakati ambapo mmeazima pesa kutoka kwa meza.
Hamjambo tena.
Jambo.
Kama nilisema jina langu ni Jacqueline Kamau.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mimi ni founder wa hii group, member of one of the founders. And tulianza in fact ni vizuri niseme kidogo, tulianza 2007 wakati wa post election violence, lakini hatukuanza tukiwa merry go round. Okay.
Nikisimama nitablock wale, kwa hivyo nitaketi tu.
Unaweza keti tu mama.
Mama tukae.
Asante.
She's saying that this group actually began in earnest in 2007 after the post-election violence that Kenya experienced, the political upheaval that happened in this country in 2007-2008.
Yeah. And tulikuwa tuko kwa camp fulani juu ya kufukuzwa kwa nyumba zetu. So tukakama na group tukasema na hatutaki group yenye inakuwa na kabila moja kwa sababu sisi wote ni wa Kenya.
We were internally displaced, and so we were in a camp, and we decided to bring together a group that comes from various communities in our country.
And tumeeneza hiyo peace tangu sasa. Tumejaribu kupeana huo mfano kwa mama wengi because tumeona inafanya kazi vizuri.
So our main theme has been peace, and that's why we have that name Peace, and that has continued on from that time on. We are identified with peace.
Okay, sasa kwa bahati tuliendelea, then we formed a group in 2012 ya kuanza table banking, hii merry go round, na kupeana pesa kidogo kidogo kwa mkopo.
So we progressed, and in 2012 we formed a group that was basically a revolving fund around ourselves.
Na baadaye ndio 2019 watu wa Joyful wakaja tukajiunga nao.
And in 2019 Joyful Women came and we joined the group.
Yeah, na tukaona kwa miezi ya kwanza tu tukakuwa na maendeleo, lakini pia post corona ikaja tukasimama kidogo.
We made tremendous progress during that time, but COVID-19 came and stood in the way and disrupted our progress.
We didn't give up, tuliendelea kupigiana simu na kujuliana hali.
We did not give up, as she said, and we continued to contact each other, encourage each other on the phone, and so the group continued, but with phone communication.
Hata merry go round tuliendelea kutumiana kwa simu. Siku ya mtu ikifika tuna coordinate, tunamtumia kwa simu.
And so the funds were transferred electronically on our phones.
Yeah. So na tulirudi baada ya corona kupungua kidogo, na tukaanza sasa kuendelea na mwalimu wetu ambaye kwa kukata short ndio wengine waongee. Tumesaidika sana kwa sababu hata mimi sikujua maneno ya kumanage kitabu na vitu kama hizo. Wameweza kutusaidia sana. Na
So through the economic empowerment officer, we have really had a lot of benefit because he has taught us on how to manage our finances, and that has improved our financial management to such a great level.
Our group imekuwa kushinda hata vile tulikaa hiyo miaka kutoka 2012 mpaka wakati walitumit 2019.
The progress since we had our teacher is very remarkable because we've made so much progress as compared to the years from 2012 till 2019. In these few years we've made tremendous economic progress.
Yeah, so nikiongea kuhusu biashara yangu, mimi na supply vegetables 3 times a week mahali, alafu tuko na shule ya daycare na play group. ambao tulianzisha na chair lady wetu kama partner, mimi na yeye, kwa sababu also tulikuwa trained kama community health workers na tukasema tunaweza rudisha nini kwa community.
My personal business is that I supply vegetables 3 times a week, and together with my partner there, we have opened up a daycare, and we operate a daycare from the funds that we get from the group.
The aim ya hii daycare ni vile tuliangalia Kibera, watoto wanabaki kwa manyumba, wanakuwa na shida mbalimbali za kuchomeka, kufanya nini, tukaona kama community health workers wacha tukuje na hii kitu, watoto wapate kama mahali ni dropping center, ama ni mahali wanaweza kupata utunzo, vile wamama wengi wa Kibera wanaenda kufua, wakirudi wanalipa kitu kidogo na mtoto wako kwa safe place.
The great need that this community experiences, lots of mothers go to work and leave their children at home unattended, and that is what inspired the beginning of the daycare. And so we bring children together and take care of them while their mothers have gone to work during the day.
So nikimalizia, kwa sababu na kuanga muongeaji wa group, nataka kusema amani ni kitu mzuri sana. Peace ni kitu mzuri, kwa sababu wakati huo tulikaa kwa peace bila kujua kabila gani ndio gani. Na mimi nimekuwa nikihubiri kitu kwa wamama, if we come together, hatutaki kujua umetoka kabila gani, umetoka mtaa gani, wa Nairobi ama wa wapi, tunakaa pamoja, tunaweza kufanya makubwa kwa hii inchi, kwa sababu wamama ndio wako na nguvu ya kuweka amani. Saa hii ukienda uambie bwana yako asipige mtu mawe ama asiulize mtu atakaa, ni sawa, tuko na hiyo nguvu, lakini sana hatujui. Asanteni sana kwa sababu
in conclusion, she underscores the importance of peace and says that these women are great influences even at home. When they say to their husbands, no throwing stones, no violence, the husbands will now listen.
That's great.
Okay, nikiongezea, mimi vile nilisema majina ni Sara Nyango. Mimi biashara yangu mimi ya Maternal, alafu na hiyo shule yenye tunalanisha na Jackie, tuko hiyo ndio biashara yangu.
Sarah is a tailor and she also is in partnership with the other business of taking care of children in school.
Yeah. So vile mwenzangu ameongea, sitaongea mengi, ni kushukuru sana Joyful. Wakati tuliingia hii kikundi ya Joyful Women, imetusaidia sana kwa sababu tulikuwa chini, tulianza mwanzo, ukisikiza hapo ulisikia vile tumeanza kitambo, lakini unakuta bado tunaregarega tu. Tulikuwa tunaregarega. So
the testimony is really that when Joyful Women organization came, we have been lifted, literally lifted up from a very low economic place to a higher place, and we're proud of it.
Yeah, so wakati tulijoin, tuko na mwalimu wetu Kelvin, anatusaidia a lot. Tumejua mengi, vile tuna save, vile tunakopa hiyo pesa, vile kila mtu anaweka kwa biashara yake, na tumeona kila mtu ameshikilia biashara kabisa na anafanya na inafanya vizuri.
So Kelvin has been very instrumental in teaching us on how to save, on how to invest, and how to repay the loans that we take from the group, and through his guidance we have really benefited from this program.
Yeah, na ninashukuru tena wanachama wangu kwa sababu ni wale wanasikiza na wanaelewa, wanarudisha vizuri, wakichukua wanaelewa hii tunafaa kufanya hivi na hivi, na wanaelewa kabisa na wanafanya hivi.
I must acknowledge that the members of this group are very faithful in repaying the loans they borrow. They are very faithful.
Niko na imani bado tutaendelea mbali tukiwa na nyinyi. Mama yetu Rachel, tumefurahi sana. Leo ukiangalia siku ya leo, wanamemba wangu vile uso imeng'ara kila mtu.
And we are so glad to see our First Lady Mama Rachel, and we really are optimistic that we will move to higher heights as we put our efforts together.
Asante sana.
Thank you.
Na mama yetu First Lady kutoka US. You are welcome. Tumewakaribisha sana kwa Ladies for Peace.
the First Lady of the United States, you are very welcome to the Ladies for Peace.
Okay, ningependa kila mtu aseme biashara yake.
Nafikiri wacha tufanye table banking kwanza kwa sababu tutachukua muda mrefu kidogo.
Where did they find Kelvin?
Yes.
Like where did Kelvin?
Kelvin, yes. So Kelvin, Dr. Jill is from Joyful Women Organization. He is an economic empowerment officer. He's the one who comes like as a teacher to meet with these ladies so that he can guide, like especially in filling the books and just guiding the entire process of table banking, like we will be seeing shortly.
Is he from a bank or the government?
He's from the Joyful Women Organization.
Okay,
Yes.
so he goes around to all around Kenya to meet with other organizations like this one?
Yes, he actually like has about 40 groups, Kevin. 43 groups in Nairobi. So like today he's meeting with the Ladies of Peace. Maybe tomorrow he has another group. Maybe on Monday he'll have 2 groups and so on and so forth. So he does like maybe 2 groups every day for the month. Yes. Faja kidogo maybe amalize. Maybe something else.
Oh, no. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Wacha upewe microphone tafadhali ndio uweze kusikizana. Asante. Asante sana bwana Madam Chair. Then we can see.
So
Okay.
How they eat and how they do the table banking and the joint organization.
Okay.
Sawa, so tutaendelea na table banking yetu vile huwa tunafanya kila wakati. Sasa mwalimu atatuguide, ataendelea kuita kila namba ndio kila mtu ajipange na vile huwa tunaendelea kulipa. Lakini before hiyo tutaendelea secretary wetu atasoma minutes. Maombi tulishaombewa. Sasa tutaomba. Secretary atatusomea minutes. After kusoma minutes alafu ndio tuendelee.
Okay, welcome. Our previous meeting held on 25th January 2023. Meeting opened with a word of prayer from Beatrice Mutia at 2 p.m. All members were present. We had 2 agendas and HLB. First agenda was contribution. All contributions were done smoothly as usual. Second agenda was educational booster. Our teacher informed us about ongoing registration of education and agricultural booster. Registration was 200 shillings per booster. AOB, our chair lady thanked all our members and wishes them a blessed month. Meeting was closed with a word of prayer from Jacqueline Kamau. Our next meeting will be on 25th February 2023, which is today. And then our meeting continues.
Okay, sasa tumesikiza minutes. Tunahitaji mwenye wata second. Kama muta confirm kama hivyo ndio minutes yenye tulikuwa nayo wakati huo. Tutahitaji kama wawili wa confirm.
The minutes have been read and they are now looking for a proposer and a seconder of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'm Mary. I confirm the minutes.
I'm Shaim Davida. I second the meeting.
Sasa tutawakaribisha mwalimu uweze kusoma kila namba ili ukiitwa namba vile huwa tunafanya kila wakati unapeana savings zako, loan na interest pamoja ili tuweze kuenda haraka haraka.
So the teacher is going to read the proceedings and guide on the loans and investments.
Okay, good afternoon once again. We are going to start our table banking with member number 1. So, long-term loan of 2,800 savings. boosters. 24. So total 3,520. So secretary, long-term loan 2,800. 3,520. Savings 500. She took the long-term loan and she has registered one booster, education booster, that is 200 shillings.
They returned the loans they had borrowed last month. So they have 1 month to repay it? Yes. Only 1 month? No. Sometimes it's 1 month or 3 months. Or if they do the long-term loans, it's even 1 year or 2 years. Okay.
So member number 2. Short-term loan of 12,100 savings. How much? Boosters. Savings booster. 16,320. Sorry? Pardon? 12,000. $820. Member number 3. Short-term loan of 16,740. Yes, savings.
Picture like how much are they giving? Like I said, dollars? Or is it just like, how much? Like $5. They're $75. Oh, yes.
So 17,960.
So just approximately that's about $5. Okay. That's what they're saying. Yeah, that's it.
Member number 4. Short-term loan of 12,100.
So she had borrowed the loan of $15.
Savings?
Yes, that was
How much?
So now she's repaying $15. Is there a limit what you can borrow? Is there a limit what you can borrow?
So,
yes, there is a limit.
what's that savings? How much?
Either do 2 times your savings, or for long term loan you do 3 times your savings.
Total of 13,320. Member number 5. You will repay the long-term loan of 1,870. Savings?
Number 5.
How much? Savings how much? 500. Boosters registration. Savings booster.
Registration.
Okay. 2,590. $25.90.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That one is how much?
26.
Boosters savings? Okay, that is the registration, eh? Okay, it's okay. Member number 6, 1,870 long term savings, boosters, savings booster, okay, 2,590. $2,570.
And 7, not 90.
590, sorry. Member number 7. Long-term repayment 1,870. Savings. Registration. Boosters. Boosters una save leo. Una save boosters leo.
And I registered.
Okay. 2,590. $2,590.
For 10.
Member number 8. Short-term loan 11,000. Then savings. $11,720. $11,720. Member number 10, 16,500 short-term loan. Savings how much?
1,000.
Boosters registration.
200.
Boosters savings.
1,000.
Plus welfare, that is 18,720. $18,720. $18,720. Member number 11, 8,800 short-term loan. Savings, how much? Registration boosters.
200.
Okay. 9,520.
You know, just to get a sense of
500.
And to
9,520.
from Kibra constituency, where First Lady Rachel Ruto and her counterpart, Dr. Jill Biden, are meeting a group of women and deliberating matters regarding the table banking initiative that is changing the lives of women through financial empowerment. Table banking is a group-based funding strategy that aims to empower women economically. Each time members meet, they save money from which they can take short or long-term loans. Dr. Biden's 3-day visit is in line with the resolutions of the recent U.S.-Africa summit held in Washington, in which President Joe Biden promised more engagements with Africa. At the same time, she will focus more on strengthening ties between the two nations, as well as discuss the response to drought, which has so far affected more than half of the counties in the country. And on that note, this brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for choosing Lunchtime News. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Our sign language interpreter is Lucy Mwaura. For more news, check out our website at kbc.co.ke. Enjoy the rest of the day.